Hi, it's Juris and welcome to Tattoo Shop Talk, and today we will take a look at new tattoo stencil machine. If you remember the good old TIM tattoo machine, you can check previous review, awesome stuff. Then Tim has now a little brother, and this is TIMmy, smaller and maybe less intelligent stencil machine. Let's look at it. So first of all, it is smaller. You can see dimensions this way and sideways. We have this situation, so a little bit smaller profile, but in comparison to big stencil machines, it looks cute. I love these machines except when I have to pay for them, and it's one of the most painful to pay assets in a shop. It's a good tool, and with these you save a lot on stencil paper. Still, it's a big chunk of money. I would say stencil machines, beds, computer, and obviously tattoo machines would be most expensive stuff in a tattoo shop. It's cheaper and it comes at a little cost, so these machines are sort of smarter. They have more computing type of smart stuff in there that can detect errors. This one is kind of like as basic as it can be. Still certified, still have all the European safety sort of stamps. I think this would be better for like a busier shop. This is this type of lamp stencil machine for smaller shop, also physically smaller, takes less space. Let's look at it. Let's start from the get-go. You can check unboxing video. The usual, it comes in a very tightly packed box. There's all this stuff inside, and that box comes in another box, which again is full with all the packaging, all this stuff. And then you unbox it. There's instructions, and even on the box it right away says there's a color, serial number, and all that. At the bottom there it says please check for transport damage, because I guess once you unpack it, if it's all good, it's on you if you break something physically. So that's the first thing that needs to be checked. Also, it comes with a bunch of instructions, and also if you look PDF on their webpage, there's a lot of warnings on what to do and what not to do. First thing you want to do is undo the transportation screws that are at the bottom here, and which is neat, Allen key is included right here, and you undo this and this screw. So that's the transportation screw. It frees up something so rolls can spin. A lot of information about what you should do and what you should not do, also about where you place it. It's recommended to have 10 centimeters on each side of a space so it can cool down more efficiently. There's instructions on what to do, how to undo screws, all the controls, and then there's some samples, the good old rows with stars and text that's been run through on a spirit stencil paper, this bird which is relatively fine line, and you can see that it should be all good with this type of works. Now I have undone the screws. Power button is here at the back. You plug in, switch it on, and the little light right here indicates that it's running. Let's run a piece through. I'll take a spirit stencil paper that I have in a shop. This one seems to be performing good. As I mentioned, it's a bit dialed down version of it. Yeah, it also comes with a carrier sleeve with these. Let's see on what speed it is. Let's put it on the middle. Once you put the carrier sleeve in, it detects it and it runs the unit. Here we go. On this one, you put the sleeve in, right there, and nothing happens. I have it set on a 3.5. I found that for a first stencil it works the best, like 3.5. We put it in, and then we have to press this button and hold it. And make sure you get it all the way through, and that's it. And we got a stencil on a spirit stencil paper of Lucy that says do it. It works with all sorts of stencil papers. I have the regular spirit paper, then let's try with ratio paper, which is also out there, and it's something to pay attention to. Let's put it in. Let's say it's a second stencil. Let's put it a bit more faster because I assume that it's warmed up. And in comparison to these machines, fan is super quiet. I had to get really close to actually hear it. So let's run 1/4 on ratio paper. Put it in, hold it. Ratio paper is a bit more sensitive as well, so you see it's a bit thicker stencil, but pretty much no problem to use it. And let's try on a green paper by Spirit, which is also a bit more sensitive than Spirit paper when it comes to making stencils. Not as powerful when it comes to keeping the stencil on. So green paper, put in between. I put it a bit more higher up so it's less time for the lamp to warm up, and I also speed it up because it tends to be more sensitive with the green paper. Put it in, run it through. Perfect. And here we have our stencil. With these machines, if you're new to them, you have to remember that the slower it goes, more exposure it gets, the wider is the stencil. The faster it goes, thinner the stencil, or not exposed enough. You have to adjust speed, and the more times you run, the more lamp is warmed up, so it gets more like heat exposed to the stencil. That's one thing to keep in mind. Let's get back to fans. This fan, it's very quiet. With this one, it has the smart stuff. I ran the sheet one time through. It didn't even switch on the fans. But let's make it run and see the difference in the noise. You have to get really close to hear it. Now let's run it sheet through 1 or 2 times to make this fan run. Fan is running while it's spinning, but we'll see if it will keep on running afterwards. Okay, let's run it through one more time. Smart stuff. It's not running, but I'll give it a go one more time. Yeah, you can hear the fans and all the bits spinning. Now fans have kicked in, so it needs to cool down and it's running full speed. With these machines, don't switch it off. In many shops, many people want to run through the stencil and they want to switch it off. They're sort of saving on electricity. Fans are running for a reason. They need to cool down whatever they need to cool down, and they need to do it properly. So if you shut it down, it will cool down the wrong way and it can damage lamps and other things. So that's one thing to pay attention to. I've seen some people even put stickers on, don't switch it off. So you're not saving on electricity, you're messing up with lamps. But you can hear how loud is this one. You can hear it even from this distance. It's night and day in terms of how loud it is. All these machines have a bunch of warnings on the back because there's spinny parts and there's also hot parts. Now this one is blowing air, all the possible ways. You also don't want to obstruct those things. While it's cooling down, we can look at the manual. And if you have specific technical questions, feel free to reach out to the brand, email them. Also, if there's any inquiries on pricings, email them. You can order directly from them, and I advise that because they sent me this unit. And also with time it will show up with different suppliers, so you can check all the good stuff what you have, where you order from. If anything specific brand related, feel free to reach out to 3K Instruments. All the pricings and links will be provided in video description, so check that out. Let's get back to this unit. Just few technical things to cool it down a bit faster. You can press this open. I would advise it not to open completely because it's still hot and you don't want to drop something in there or get your fingers in there, as there are these warning signs. As the other one is cooling down under the table, let's have a closer look at this one. So at the back, power cable and on-off switch. At the front, indicator light that indicates that it's on, and this little knob to adjust speed. I would recommend to start around 4 and see how it goes with your unit. It's a mechanical thing and there might be a little variations from unit to unit. They are all calibrated. You will see what comes out of it, but it also depends on your stencil paper and it also depends on your printer. In their manual, they recommend certain printers that work better. Laser prints and copies are the best choice. Inkjet printers must use black pigment inkjet. Only this type of ink allows good copies by generating enough heat. Standard SMIC 4-color inkjet printers mostly don't work. I have a cheap HP 26 series, like a desk, whatever. I bought it super cheap in a grocery store. It works with that one fine, and I have the big printer, which is, I don't remember, it's one of those Konica Minolta or something of those, but like a big office printer, and that works even better with that one. It sees more details, I would say, but it also works with cheap printer that I put on the screen here. That would be front and back. There's a little fan here. I got a bit confused how to access this part. If you need to clean rolls or anything, there's not that much access like on the big ones, but reading the manual I found that it opens here, boom, and you have more access to rolls if anything happens that you need to get there. And it's magnets, and you know, I love magnets. Life is better with magnets. They're just satisfying to play with. And at the bottom here is a button. If you need to clean rolls or for any other reason you need to spin them, you press this button, hold it, and wheels are spinning inside. Boom, this situation. In instruction it says that there's also more access to wheels by opening these screws. The weight of this unit is definitely less than on a big one. Definitely cool stuff, cheaper than the big one, so small shop for starting business, but if you worked with these lamp type of stencil machines, this is something to look into. Small, compact unit. It has less like a smart stuff in there, like things that can detect some sort of errors. Check it out, save a bit of money and order this unit. Any discount codes for our viewers who want to purchase this product, that's also in a video description. Leave your thoughts on the smaller brother of Tim's stencil machine called TIMmy. Leave your thoughts on TIMmy in the comment section and do the usual. Press likes and be awesome and comment something preferably related to the subject. But also if you just want to say hi, that's also nice, because that keeps algorithms going and hopefully will push the video and hopefully channel, and then I'll have more resources and more time to do more videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the future episodes. Bye. Check this out and stay safe as usual. Peace.